You've been throwing away the most powerful plant fertilizer in your kitchen every single week. Think about it. Every time you peel an onion, chop an onion, or toss a soft one from the back of your pantry, you're dumping nutrients that plant scientists have confirmed contain sulfur compounds, potassium, phosphorus, and a natural, growth-stimulating chemical called quercetin. You're literally throwing fertilizer into the trash. And here's the part that might sting a little. That fancy leaf shine spray you bought? That root booster liquid from the garden store? You already own a better version of both. It's sitting in your kitchen right now. It costs almost nothing, and it works on everything from a struggling peace lily on your windowsill to rows of crops in an open field. I've tested this on wilting, yellow-leafed, barely breathing plants. The kind everyone assumes are too far gone to save. And what came back from the dead shocked even me. Stay right here, because what I'm about to show you changes how you'll look at your kitchen forever. Before we get into this, if you're new here, hit subscribe right now. Every week on this channel, we dig into natural, zero-cost, chemical-free remedies that work whether you're tending a few pots on your balcony or managing a full field of crops. Real solutions, real ingredients, real results. And I want to know something. Where are you watching from? Drop your city, your village, your country in the comments below. It genuinely amazes me how far this community stretches. Whether you're on a rooftop terrace in a city apartment, a small kitchen garden in the suburbs, or a wide-open farm where the soil stretches as far as you can see, tell me where you're growing. Let's see how many countries we can fill in this week. Alright? Let's get into the onion. Most households throw this away, but farmers and traditional growers have known about the power of onions in the garden for generations. Long before chemical fertilizers existed, people used kitchen scraps, fermented liquids, and plant extracts to feed their crops. The onion was always near the top of that list. Here's why it actually works. In plain language, onions are packed with sulfur, the same element that makes your eyes water when you cut one. In the soil and around roots, sulfur helps plants build proteins and enzymes, strengthens their immune response against disease, and improves the uptake of other nutrients already in the soil. Think of it like unlocking a door that was already there. The nutrients were present, but the plant couldn't absorb them properly. Sulfur turns the key. Onions also contain quercetin, a naturally occurring flavonoid that has been shown in horticultural studies to stimulate root growth. More roots means better water absorption, better anchorage, and a stronger, more resilient plant overall. Whether you're growing in a 6-inch pot or a field row, this matters. Add to that a solid profile of potassium, which helps regulate water movement within plant cells, making leaves firmer and more upright. And you start to understand why this humble kitchen vegetable is doing far more for your plants than most people realize. This isn't folklore. This is chemistry. And the beautiful part is that you can access all of it for free. This remedy asks almost nothing of you. You need 1 medium onion, white, yellow, or red, it doesn't matter. Even a slightly soft one that you wouldn't eat anymore works perfectly here. Don't waste a fresh onion for this. The older ones are just as effective and otherwise headed for the bin. 500 milliliters of hot water. Not boiling, but hot enough to make a strong tea. You're essentially brewing the onion the same way you'd brew a pot of herbal tea. Hot water opens up the cell structure of the onion slices and draws the nutrients out into the liquid. A clean glass jar or cup with a lid, a fine strainer or a piece of muslin cloth, a clean spray bottle and a watering can or bottle with a narrow spout, that's it. No measuring equipment, no specialized tools, no trip to the garden center. Whether you're growing in pots on your balcony or managing acres of farmland, you almost certainly have everything you need within arm's reach. Start with your onion. Peel it and cut it in half, then slice it thinly. You're aiming for slices about 1/2 centimeter thick. You don't need perfect cuts here. What you're doing is increasing the surface area of the onion that comes into contact with the water. More surface area means more compounds released, means a stronger, more nutrient-dense solution. The smell will hit you immediately, that sharp, familiar sting. That's the sulfur doing its thing. Place all your sliced onion into your glass jar or cup. There's no need to mash or crush it further. The hot water does the extraction work for you. Now pour approximately 500 milliliters of hot water over the onion slices. Watch the water shift color almost immediately. Within minutes it takes on a light golden amber hue, like a weak tea. That color is your visual confirmation that the compounds are dissolving into the water. Place the lid on top and let the solution steep for a full hour. Walk away. Let it do its work. While you wait, and this is important, take a look at your plant. This is a good moment to remove any leaves that have already yellowed or gone soft and limp. Don't leave them on the plant out of sentimentality. A yellow leaf will not turn green again. It is drawing energy from the plant without contributing anything back. Removing it redirects the plant's resources toward healthy growth. Snip them cleanly at the base with scissors or your fingers, and give the plant room to breathe. After an hour, strain the solution carefully through your fine strainer or muslin cloth. You want a clean liquid with no plant matter remaining. Residue in the solution can sit on leaf surfaces and create damp patches that invite fungal growth, exactly the opposite of what we're trying to achieve. Now dilute. Add approximately 1 liter of clean room temperature water to your strained liquid. This is important. Undiluted onion solution applied directly to soil or leaves is too concentrated for most plants and can actually cause mild chemical burns on sensitive foliage. Dilution is not a compromise, it's the correct method. Your final solution should be a pale golden color, something between weak tea and water, for farmers working at larger scale. Multiply this ratio proportionally. For every medium onion, you'll get roughly 1.5 liters of working solution after dilution. A bucket of 10 onion-infused cups of water diluted appropriately can treat a surprisingly large area. This is not a drop-in-the-ocean fix. Applied consistently, it makes a measurable difference across rows. Pour some of your diluted solution into a small bowl or cup. Take a soft cloth, cotton works best, an old t-shirt torn into squares is perfect, and gently saturate it with the solution. Then, beginning at the base of a leaf, wipe slowly and gently along the upper surface, following the natural direction of the leaf. Flip it and wipe the underside as well. What you're doing here goes beyond nutrients. Dust, water mineral deposits, and microscopic impurities coat plant leaves over weeks and months of indoor growing. This invisible film reduces the amount of light the leaf can absorb, literally dimming the plant's photosynthetic engine. Wiping the leaves clean removes that film and restores full light absorption, and the onion compounds left on the surface provide a light nutrient layer and a gentle natural barrier against fungal spores and bacterial buildup. If you're caring for peace lilies, philodendrons, snake plants, or any broad-leafed indoor plant, this method is especially satisfying. After just one cleaning session, the leaves develop a depth of green and a natural sheen that no commercial leaf shine spray can replicate, because this is genuinely coming from within the plant's improved health, not from a chemical coating. This method is primarily for home gardeners and houseplant growers. Farmers with field crops won't apply this leaf by leaf, but for anyone with potted or indoor plants, do this once every 2 weeks, and you'll see the change accumulate over time. This is the method that goes deepest, literally. Fill your watering bottle or can with the diluted onion solution and water gently around the base of the plant, just as you would with plain water. Pour slowly. Let it absorb. Don't rush this. The nutrients in the solution, particularly the potassium and sulfur compounds, work their way down through the soil toward the root zone. Over repeated applications, the root system strengthens. New root hairs develop. Water uptake efficiency improves. You'll notice the plant holding itself more upright as root anchorage improves, and new growth points appearing at the center and base of the plant. Both signs of a plant that is genuinely recovering rather than simply surviving, for home gardeners. Water with this solution once every 10 days to 2 weeks. Do not use it as a replacement for regular plain water. Alternate between the two. This is a supplement, not a substitute, for farmers. This method scales naturally. Prepare larger batches using the same ratio, and apply through a watering can or gravity drip system around your crop rows. Focus especially on young seedlings during their first 6 weeks in the ground. The root-stimulating effect of quercetin is most dramatic during early root development. Applied at this stage, you're essentially giving every seedling a head start it would otherwise only get from costly commercial rooting compounds. Pour your diluted solution into a clean spray bottle and set it to the finest mist setting available. Stand back slightly and spray upward and across, allowing the mist to fall gently over your plant, rather than blasting it directly from close range. This method creates a light, even distribution of moisture and nutrients across the entire plant, leaves, stem, and the top layer of soil around the base. It's particularly effective in dry indoor environments, where the air itself is pulling moisture from the leaves faster than the plant can replace it. The misting rehydrates the leaf surface, reduces tip browning caused by dry air, and gives the plant a visual freshness that is almost immediate. This method is ideal for tropical and humidity-loving indoor plants. Peace lilies, anthuriums, orchids, ferns, and calatheas respond especially well. For outdoor plants in humid climates, you can skip this and focus on root watering instead. Outdoor humidity generally handles what misting addresses indoors. One critical note: mist in the morning, not the evening. Moisture left on leaf surfaces overnight in low airflow environments creates ideal conditions for fungal disease. Morning misting gives leaves the entire day to dry and breathe. If you've prepared more solution than you need in one session, and you likely will, don't discard it. Pour the excess into a clean bottle with a tightly sealed lid and store it in the refrigerator. Cold temperatures slow fermentation and preserve the nutrient quality of the solution for 3 to 5 days. When you're ready to use it again, remove it from the fridge, give it a gentle shake to remix any settled compounds, and use it exactly as described above. If it develops a sour smell or appears to have fermented significantly, discard it and prepare fresh. Fresh always works better, and onions are cheap enough that this isn't a concern. For farmers managing larger volumes, prepare your solution fresh in batches you can use within 2 days. Fermented onion solutions, while not useless, lose some of the quercetin activity that makes them effective for root stimulation. Freshness matters. This is not a miracle product with instant effects. Let's be honest about the timeline, because gardening requires patience, and so does this remedy. In the first 2 weeks, you'll likely notice cleaner, shinier leaves, and a slightly more upright posture in the plant. These are early signs that the leaf surface is healthier, and the plant is absorbing nutrients more efficiently. Between weeks 2 and 6, watch for new leaf growth, particularly small, tightly rolled young leaves emerging from the center of the plant. These new leaves are the clearest sign that the root system is recovering, and the plant is entering a genuine growth phase, rather than simply maintaining. By the end of 2 months of consistent application, once every 10 to 14 days, alternating between root watering and leaf methods, the transformation is often dramatic. Leaves that were yellowing gradually deepen in color, becoming a rich, dark green with a natural gloss. The plant fills out, stands taller, and develops a vitality that makes it look genuinely alive in a way that struggling plants simply don't. Whether you're growing in pots on your balcony or managing acres of farmland, consistency is what separates the results from the experiments. One application is interesting. 10 applications over 2 months is a transformation. That onion sitting in your kitchen right now is not just a cooking ingredient. It is a root stimulator, a leaf tonic, and a natural fungal deterrent, all in one. It costs you nothing you weren't already spending, and it leaves zero chemical residue on your plants, your soil, or your hands. Whether you're caring for a single peace lily on a windowsill or feeding rows of crops across a field, this remedy belongs in your regular plant care routine. Simple, natural, effective. Your kitchen already has the answer. You just needed someone to point at it. If this was useful to you, share it with one person who grows plants. A neighbor, a family member, a fellow farmer. The best gardening knowledge spreads the old-fashioned way. Person to persons. To starters if you haven't yet. Every week we bring you another remedy like this one. Things that have been working for generations. Explained in plain language, with exact steps you can use today. And one last thing, drop your location in the comments. City, village, country, wherever you're growing from. I read every single one, And every week, I'm genuinely amazed at how far this community reaches. Let me know where you are, and let's keep growing together. See you in the next one.